Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Crispina. Today is a health video. Today is a mental health video explanation, I guess, of why I can't be consistent with my videos, even just with my videos, everything in my life in general. Use my voice, I'm either fighting it, getting rid of it, or it's just coming on, but I definitely feel sick. This will be like a talk through video, so I will be talking a lot. As the title will show, all about anxiety and depression. I literally wrote it all out so that way I don't forget what I want to say. It's part of who or what I identify myself as. I could potentially help someone else too. I would love that. So I have had anxiety, I've had depression since I was a kid. I honestly feel like I was literally born with it. I would like to make a disclaimer. I have never been to a doctor. I take that back. My first time going to a therapist was when I was 19. I've never had any professional sit down and tell me oh sweetie, you have X, Y, and Z. If you have the means to, if it's available for you and you really feel like it's that bad that you should go see a doctor, get checked out, medicine and all that. I'm not telling anyone not to, but I'm just highlighting that. And that's something I feel like that's really important because especially for those in the Black community, a lot of parents, family members, and just in general, a lot of people don't have a lot of faith in anxiety, depression.
Oh, you don't have that, or there's no way you can have that. Oh, that's just an excuse.
If you start feeling symptoms and it occurs often, you really could have it. I go to school and I'm a communication major. A lot of the communication major is studying behavior. Before I was even in this major, before I was just living life, I knew something was wrong with me. I knew that it wasn't healthy sometimes, my habit. Ever since I've been studying this and connecting dots, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. So I just want to put my definition. What is anxiety for me? Anxiety for me, days like today. Wake up, your heart is racing. I have this weird thing where my palms get sweaty. Anxiety to me is start with a thought. For example, I have a really big project coming up, but then I'm thinking, boom, I gotta pay my tuition bill. Boom, oh yeah, phone bill's coming. And this is it's not like I'm purposely trying to do it, but this is how my mind thinks. Boom, I have 50 million other assignments. Oh, boom, I need to save X, Y, and Z for future F. You know what I'm saying? It's non-stop. It's like a ball that keeps on rolling, and think of a lot of dots, and then the dots connecting and crossing, and then before you know it, you've been in your room sitting for 2 hours thinking, and I don't have anything done because you've been overthinking. Harder to explain because it's just, like I said, it's been a part of me for so long, it's normal for me now. It's second guessing and overthinking everything, essentially. And I do it with my YouTube videos. Another example, so I record a video. I'm like, okay, I have an expectation to have the video done by Monday, let's say, because I've been trying to do every Monday, but the video on, let's say, a Wednesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday goes by, I look up, oh crap, I didn't edit my video. Before I know it, I look up, it's Saturday. I made my goal to be Monday. So now I have this anxiety. And anxiety is imagine someone following you around with a big ass sign reminding you what you're trying to avoid. And then it's like I'm spiraling. It's such a doubtful and really overwhelming mindset, and then boom, before I know it, 2 weeks have went by and I have all this work done that I have not posted. How long have I had it? Honestly, as far back as I can remember. How does it affect me? It affects me because I spiral and I think and I think and then I think some more, and then I ask someone I'm close to a question about it, they give me input, and then I think about that input they gave. It affects me because I feel like it hinders me. I'm not gonna lie. I have so many ideas as a person. Coming up on a year that I graduate, and so when I say my anxiety doesn't stop these days, it does not, because I'm constantly thinking, what am I gonna do when I graduate? How am I gonna provide myself? Where am I gonna live? What am I gonna do? How does it affect others? And I know that's a weird question, how would my anxiety, how would my depression, how would that affect others? It affects others because your behaviors to someone who doesn't go through that themselves can seem questionable. Bounced around, but real quick, depression. Like I said, I've never been diagnosed with depression. I'm pretty certain that I do struggle with. I feel like maybe I should go see someone who specializes in this sometime in my life just to get a little bit more background knowledge of it. But depression for me, can't control it. I can't control it. It happens in, I want to say, not a cycle or a phase, but it happens in increments. I don't have it 24/7. It's they coincide with each other. So I have all this anxiety, and with the anxiety comes self-doubt, and then that's when the depression swings in. I get depressed thinking over the things that I know I should be doing. It is very negative, and I will say, for me, when I know that I'm depressed, either I don't eat at all or I'll eat my feelings out. Sleep is probably the #1 thing. Anyone that knows me personally or has encountered with me knows that I'm a sleepyhead. When I get depressed, I don't want to talk to nobody, because in my mind, when I feel depressed, my anxiety pings right up and is like, oh, I want to talk to someone. Oh no, don't talk to someone. They're fed up with your crap. They don't want to affiliate with the sad girl all the time. I have so many thoughts. Sometimes I'm just like, make it stop. Like, just go to sleep, because when you go to sleep, you don't remember. So how does it affect others? People that don't understand it, people that do not have it, I hate to say it, but they're gonna judge you. Not everyone is gonna understand. In case in point, I've talked to people, I don't want to say date because anyways, I've talked to people, and there's times where I get in I'll call it a mood swing. I get in my mood swing, and I didn't feel comfortable enough to talk to them about it, so to them I'm funny acting. Family, I go home and I don't feel good. I just have my headphones in. You know, music is a big thing for me. They're just kind of like, it almost offends other people. There's so much going on in your head. It's like you don't care about anything else. It's almost like narcissistic at a point. I don't want to make this video too long, but I wanted to throw in some of my coping mechanisms. So one of the coping mechanisms that kind of helped me get through it. I went through a really rough time period last year. You can even see it in some of my videos. My voice is very monotone. I look kind of like lifeless. I realized that at the time, but now that I'm, more situated, I realized that I wasn't finding people that had the energy that I needed. I was hanging out with people that had negative energy and negative vibes, and were in a sense tearing me down when I'm struggling to keep myself up. Coping mechanism that I feel like that could be overlooked is make sure you have people around you that whenever you're going through it, whenever your mind is just so crazy, whenever you literally feel like you're crazy and you're down and you don't know what to do, when you go and you vent to them, you know what I'm saying, they don't look at you like,
oh, sob story, oh, excuses.
I cut out every person like that in my life. If I can't go to you to talk about these type of things, I don't want you around, period. Another coping mechanism of mine is I fight for it and I fight against it. Fighting for it, what I mean by that, I had to accept it. I just feel like you should accept it, and not saying be complacent, not saying, okay, yeah, I'm depressed, yeah, I have anxiety. I mean, accept it. Like I said, it's a part of my identity. So I'm not gonna go around like, hi, I'm Nia and I'm depressed. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Say whenever you're going through it, just know, yes, this is me. This is temporary. It's not always going to feel like this. So it's like you're acknowledging it, but be better. And this is something that I still struggle with to this day. I feel like that's the beauty of it, because since it's always going to be there, you have a million tries, you have a million times to keep practicing and analyzing it. All of a sudden, all that positive energy you had is just flushed away, and you just start thinking of everything bad in your life, because it's like that one bad thing set off a chain. Aspiring, like, oh my god, my dog died and I didn't do good on my test, and I have so much work to do, and oh my god, I gotta go to work. How am I supposed to go to work? And I'm thinking about my dog. I swear to god, this is how I think. Like, it just, and that fast too, it just keeps going. Easier said than done, but with time, with practice, you can be like, look, you're freaking the fuck out. Like, chill out, step back, just try your best. Like, this, to remind yourself this is temporary. The way I tell myself, you're allowed to have a bad day. Whew, talking so much. A few tips I would have for depression. The other end of the spectrum, I still need to work a little bit more on. Even when I went to that therapist, one time she gave me some papers, and I've even read up about it. Whenever you have depression, and you know what I'm saying, you just have all these negative thoughts, and then the negative thoughts can turn into anxiety, and it just keeps going and keeps going. It's called ruminating. Your mind is ruminating. That's whenever you have to distract yourself. That's another one of my coping mechanisms. I distract myself. There's times where I feel like my thoughts are so negative, I can't talk to anyone about it, so I write it out. Write it in your notes in your phone. Write it and then throw it away. What I'm getting at is a release here. Actually, I want to get back into reading, because it forces you to calm down, to zero in, not think about the outside world, zero in, you know what I'm saying, what you're reading in. But like, I keep thinking of the same thing, but once you can break that and they get you to like focus on something else, then that's the best point ever. Many, but as long as you can have one, just find one person in your life, no matter what, who you can go to talk about these things. It'll work wonders, because whenever you feel like you're alone and no one cares, that person that's not trapped inside your mind like you are, they're going to be able to remind you your worth. And then another one of the coping mechanisms is self-care. And they say when you're depressed, take a walk. know it sounds weird, but I clean. Like, when I'm depressed for a little bit, you know, I just lay around, I don't do much. But then when I finally snap out of it, I put some headphones in and I clean. I will wash all my clothes, sheets, blankets. It's almost OCD. Even though when you're depressed, you don't want to do it. You don't have the will to, but do it anyways. That's what I did. I used to watch YouTube videos on everything, and that's how I fell in love with makeup, because makeup itself, it teaches you focus. It teaches you, it's calm. It's literally calming to me. By the end, I'm like, dang, I look good. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's self-love. It's like making yourself feel good. I'm not saying you have to use makeup, but that's my niche. That's my thing. Thank you for watching, and before you know it, I'll be back with another video.